哪边呢？
我们现在已经歪爸爸那边了。
是歪左边。
老歪这边。
Can you look in?
Okay, you have her normal. Yeah.
Like down to the feet or like? Okay.
I think that's good.
Man, my neck is gonna be feeling this.
You have a lot on you. So I don't know if he'll beat them because they're wearing running shoes. But so I don't know if he'll beat them because they're wearing running shoes. That's okay. We'll still be proud.
The goal is really not to win anything in particular. It's just to,
Finish it, right?
Yeah, not pop out my hips.
Yeah, I know. Why don't you have a shirt?
I do, but I was just like,
You don't want to.
I had these pants, and then they did go great with the vest. And then I was like, you know what? Great accent goes with the green, the white.
Oh, he's been thinking about everything.
I've been thinking about this for a while. I'm gonna get ready, y'all.
What are you doing? Hey, we're doing it at
I ain't gonna lie, guys. It's a bit dank. I don't know. Someone shit their pants. I'm sorry.
够量调，它可以调整。啊，如果太暗的地方，帽子很戴。5、4、3、2、1。
Hi, it's Jason here. I'm gonna step in here for a quick voiceover over this running footage because I think just seeing running footage itself might be a little boring. But some quick notes and facts about this race is that I signed up a couple months beforehand knowing that I had knee problems, and then I think 3 months beforehand I was like, oh man, I really hope my knee is gonna be healthy and recovered enough for me to be actually able to run this thing. Thankfully, I started going to this PT in Taiwan, and they fixed me up pretty well. But going into this, I was like, oh, like, my range of motion is definitely limited to some ability. You know, some stretches definitely give me a little bit of knee pain, but by and large, I'm healthy enough to run, which is great. So the race started, and then I put myself in the front of the group, because I was like, you know, why not? Why not be in the front? Let's see what happens. And at this point, there's 3 brothers in front of me, and then there's these 2 guys wearing very fancy running vests. And keep in mind, I'm also wearing fancy running vests as well. And so at this point, I'm thinking, well, I'm 6th in the group, you know, the podium can fit 5 people. You know, if I stay right here, it's not bad. I can really hold my position right here. Then this person pops out of nowhere, person on the left, and I'm like, wait a minute, were they running with me the whole time, or did they just pass me? I'm also thinking about, like, okay, I'm running on the flat ground right now, and I'm wearing hiking boots, also a car, and I'm wondering, like, when does the actual trail start? Like, am I gonna be running these boots? These people who are wearing sneakers right now, are they gonna have the right idea to actually just, like, outrun me? Also thinking about my pacing, my foot placement, you know, the fact that I have no arches in my feet right now, and I'm still trying to run in my boots. All things I'm trying to not overthink, essentially. Yeah, at this point, one of the brothers falls behind. I'm like, oh no, you know, time to overtake this kid. Shazam! I think I overtake him or something. And then, at this point, I'm also thinking, like, dang, like, hopefully this GoPro in my head giving me this fantastic footage is also not going to cause neck problems for me if I wear it for however long this race is. I also know it's a 6K, so, you know, it shouldn't be that bad, right? It's just like running in the mountains. And, yeah, how bad could it be? Also, the light was also, or the footage looks really dark, and it was fairly dark, but the ambient light was definitely enough where you can see more than this pitch black darkness that you see here. Okay, and then we get to the front guy here who's waving. He's yelling at me to turn on my headlight, so I turn on my headlight. These people start walking. I watched a Wikipedia tutorial or read some like thing, which is like, in night trail running races or whatever, you should, you know, try walking up the slope because you have no idea how difficult it can get later. Conserve your energy, blah, 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 whatnot. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure, why not? This footage looks like it's a part of a horror video game, which, to be fair, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Also, if the footage ends early because, you know, I get gobbled up by some mysterious demonic creature, you know, that's just it is what it is. I'm still alive, still making this voiceover. Wait, this footage is super dark. Oh wow, okay, well, at this point I'm walking up this slope still. I really should have gotten a brighter headlight. And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, like, you know, when does the actual trail start? Then I see these people climbing up, and if you'll notice, these people are like climbing straight up, and I look at them and I'm like, oh, big problem alert. You know, thank goodness my hiking shoes have tracks or treads on them, so I can't actually walk up. In hindsight, as I'm looking at this footage now, I'm like, oh, you know, it kind of looks like the ground is flat. But folks, you know, if you can tell by the way this person in front of me's ankle's working, also I'm swatting all these bugs off of me. The way this person's ankles are working in front of me, we're walking straight up. Also, this photographer's sitting in the front of us taking pictures, and I'm like, okay, sure, buddy. I'm like, I'm on this guy's back. And I'm like, I kind of want to pass him because, you know, but I'm also at the same time, I'm like, this hill's kind of steep. What if it's like this for another, you know, 6 kilometers? And that would be painful. At this point, I'm kind of like out of breath. I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm kind of disoriented, but still feeling okay. You know, I'm thinking, did I eat enough food? Did I have enough water? It's a 6K ride. You know, how bad could it be? Also, it was a little cloudy, and I was like, oh geez, I hope it doesn't rain because I'm not wearing rain stuff. They told us, as we're passing these orange tags now, that the trail is delineated by these orange tags that they hung off the trees for this particular race. But apparently people can run on this trail at any time. Oh, slip, here we go. So we'll just see, right? At this point, I know I'm in 5th place, I believe. It's me, this guy, and then, no, I'm still in 6th place. It's me, guy in the red vest in front of me, and then the 3 kids in front of me, and then this guy in black as well. So I'm pouring sweat, I think. It's been, what, 5 minutes? And I'm like, oh my god, like, am I gonna die? But, you know, I'm still alive, still walking. I'm also trying to like sidestep around to see if I can pass this person because I'm really on his back. And if I were the person in red vest, I'd be like, why is this kid in front of me right now? So I'm really trying to work my way around him. The adrenaline's pumping, and I'm like, I want to move around, but he's not giving me a lot of space. He checks behind him. He's like, uh-oh, this kid's been on me for quite some time now. You know, better give him space. If you were to look left and right, the light doesn't reach that far. The trail is very like single person, so there's at no point an ability to step off to the side and then try to get into or step around him. So the only option is to, I suppose, breathe heavily down the back of his neck, and hopefully he has the politeness to step around and step to the side. Also grabbing any tree roots and tree branches, because I'm like, if I slip now, it's game over. There's not a lot of time left. Okay, so at this point, then I'm still moving around. I think I still feel fine. And I'm like, okay, when do we start running? But also my breath is just, I'm so out of breath at this point. And I'm like, I hope we don't actually start running. So this feels generally like a fast hike, but folks, this was trying my cardio. No lie. I was really being tested here. So I'll pause here and then we'll see what happens.
好，谢谢。
Okay, that's a little too much of hearing me pant and be out of breath. Fantastic news, you know, guy in red vest let me pass. Now it's just me and then these 3 kids. The other person who is running in black behind me, or he's either in front of me or behind me, but all I know is that there's these 3 brothers that are running in front of me, and I'm like, oh man, like what's going on here? I'm looking at them and I'm like, okay, they definitely move as a unit. Definitely related. I can't imagine that these 3 random kids are all signed up together. Maybe they're friends, maybe they're not. Maybe they're just roommates. So I'm giving them some space. I don't want to rush them, and I also don't want to be some like overbearing person that's kind of breathing down someone's neck, trying to urgently pass them on this very casual trail run race. So I'm very out of breath, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, oh wow, between the last time that I actually ran and then this time, how much of that time was there? Turns out I actually hadn't ran in about 2 weeks. So I'm just thinking about all this, and I'm like, my cardio is all over the place right now. But that's okay. That's part of the fun. I think I'm probably seeing stars at this point, thinking about, ooh, like, what's that meal gonna look like when I come down? Why are my lungs burning this hard? They've never burned this hard before. And the question that I always thought about the entire race was, how much longer do I have till it's over? I'm also thinking about these kids, because these ropes are not exactly firm. And so I'm like, if one of these kids falls back onto me, what am I gonna do? So I'm a little alarmed at that, but that's okay too. Okay, here's an interesting clip. I'm currently caught behind these 3 brothers. Person in the front looks behind, is like, oh, is this tall guy still behind us? It's me, I'm tall guy. And I'm like, okay, is there any opportunity to move up in this at all? You know, I'm being a little opportunistic here. I'm getting a little frantic, I suppose. We're still walking, I'm still out of breath. And then I look behind us, okay, is there anyone behind? Don't think so. Then this kid's walking up, I step off to the side, politely say, you know, 不好意思, you know, excuse me. I step up past him, suddenly I'm in 3rd place. Brother in front, number 2, looks behind, said, oh shoot, my brother just got passed. You know, what are we gonna do? It's time to start running. And I said, huh? It's time to start running? And he's just like, uh-oh. What do we do? When do we start running? And I'm like, oh god, you know, I'm already out of breath. If we start running now, it's game over for me. So here the kid basically just said, oh, this road is super dangerous. I laugh because I think I'm agreeing with him and I don't have the lung capacity to say anything more than that. Skipping also through the footage because in large parts you can basically get the sense of what happened. It's dark, a lot of foliage, sometimes there's bugs, it's a little wet. But these parts were truly treacherous. Kid behind me slips, uh-oh, still in front of him. Let's go, I guess. And then we're like trying to take these steps down. I'm thinking as I'm stepping down, I'm like, ooh, there's a lot of impact on my right leg, the one that's injured, duh. And so we continue running, but I'm just gonna skip through the footage and basically get to the end because this is, there's not a lot to see here. A lot of darkness, a lot of running. I get confused at some point. The 3rd brother actually kind of starts walking and is unable to run with the front of the people, you know, his 2 other brothers. Well, they give him a lot of flack about it later, but that's okay. The game's the game. Thank you, Emma and Awa, for recording this part of the race. The camera switched into slow motion mode. Oh, right here, yep. That's when I turn right and I start running up because I think that's the dead end. I actually missed, you know, the end. And wow, look at this. Yippee, whoa, jumping for joy. Not in pain. Definitely not sweating my face off. That was fun. Yeah, camera's in slow motion though. And that's okay. It was fun. Me and this guy that we high-fived, yeah. He was signed up for the 12K, but then dropped out to the 6K because his leg was also injured. And so we just became best friends as we're talking about this. Awa and Awa are interviewing me at this point. Not really sure what happens. There's probably a lot of audio that I'm missing here, but it was fun. I think Awa's saying like, how are you? I'm looking at her with my headlight and completely blasting her in the eyes. Sorry, Awa. But yeah, it was raining a little bit. It was sprinkling at this point, but yeah, it was a fun race. And then here's some additional pictures, images, and the running time that I ended up doing. So thanks for watching, y'all. Woohoo!